Congrats on being first. Welcome, welcome. In the time I finished and got that video uploaded, which I streamed today, we've got a lot more going on. Banks is being accused of grooming Charlie D'Amelio, and all the FaZe members went on a full live stream and kind of talked about some stuff. There's some interesting info that's come out in regard to the Max and Banks dispute, and Banks is going legal with Max, so there's a lot. There's a lot to go through. We'll be taking a look at their stream. They ended up doing it together, and there was some interesting stuff on Ronaldo's side. How's it hanging, Mike Quinn? Today's gonna be a long day. Today is gonna be a long day. I'm gonna get this stream done for you guys, and after we do it, I'll break it down, cut it down into another video, and get that out as well. But yeah, thank you. I did just upload. Yeah, we are doing shit back to back right now. Yeah, I mean, I have been working on shit since I want to say 12 o'clock. Ogies, thank you. Pluh. Welcome, welcome. Fuck, let me do another. Let's get this shit started with a goal. I forgot this existed for a minute. I don't even have a good goal. There we go. Oh, how are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? The Brewman? Who's the Brewman? Oh, the Brewman. Should he still be the milk instead of the Brewmaster? Brewmaster from Dota? Based. Let's do. All right, let's get this show on the road. Quinn, when can we expect a Magic channel? Honestly, it's just gonna take me working my ass off over the next year here and pushing that. And if we have a lot of success, then I'll be able to start it earlier. It's just a matter of building up finances for the cameras, for the space that I would need, that kind of stuff. But um if everything works out, it would be within the year. Just genuinely, as soon as I can legitimately do it and actually make quality stuff. But we'll see. Takes time. Um, yeah. So I don't expect there to be crazy turnout. Like there's a lot of interesting stuff here, but we've got the video going. Maybe we'll get some people after they're done watching the video, things like that. Real talk, I just want to gloat. Found a cookie that was mostly chocolate chips. Hope you're jealous. Anyways, appreciate the effort. You put in good work. Thank you very much, T guy. I appreciate that. Thank you for the $5. So like I said, it's going to be a long day. A lot of information has come out. Some legal threats have been made, although I wouldn't even call it a threat. Just seems like Banks is very serious about it. And so we're going to be going over all of this and a hell of a lot more as we keep going on. But essentially, to get this bad boy started off, the old FaZe members, Ronaldo, Lacey, Jason, Silky, all of them grouped up. I might be missing one, and they ended up doing a stream together today, just a few hours ago. We're going to go over some of the highlights from that. They touched a little bit on some of the drama that you might have just seen in that video that I posted, and that has to do with Blackboy Max and FaZe Banks and their little tizzy online, to put it lightly. This is not a Red Bull. This is a V8 Energy, not sponsored. I can't believe I forgot Adapt. Adapt is kind of the important one. Not gonna lie, I'm not one of those people. Did get a little emotional during his little chat at the end. I've got a clip from that to show you guys. But let's go ahead and get started, I think, with some more people leaving. Now, originally, I thought that everybody had left, but that was untrue. There were a few people remaining that are pretty significant that I should cover now. FaZe Apex. From 2011 to 2026, today I'm closing my chapter with FaZe Clan. Thank you to everyone that made it what it was. After joining FaZe nearly 15 years ago, on March 6, 2011, today I am officially stepping away from FaZe Clan. I've been very blessed to spend half of my life as a FaZe member. I'm grateful to everyone who is a part of FaZe and to all the viewers who supported the brand at any point over the years. I always intended to see it through to the end and do what I could to help the brand succeed, and it's finally time to close this chapter. As ownership changed over the last couple of years, the leadership shifted in a way that made it difficult for me to get involved again. I have no ownership in FaZe or any related companies and no role or influence in what comes next, but I'll wish the brand success. I have a lot of love for everyone who helped build FaZe, especially the OGs early on, and I wish I'd been able to do more to keep things together over the years. I'll always be proud of what we built together and wish the best for everyone moving forward, new, old, and remaining people involved with the brand. So that's tough, but unfortunately, well, I guess maybe fortunately, based on what we've heard about the org so far, Rug also left. Matter of fact, while I was editing the other video, had a buddy chatting with me, actually Ogies, and we checked, and sure as shit, he left as well. Officially left FaZe Clan. This one hurts. After 13 years, I've decided to part ways with FaZe. Very grateful of everyone who's been a part of this journey and the people who became family along the way. FaZe will forever be a part of my legacy, but now the new chapter begins. Now that is literally signifying the end of anyone associated specifically with the FaZe org on the streaming side. Esports side, I believe Apex was kind of part of that. I believe Swag has left that, but as far as I'm concerned, it's a completely separate entity. Kaysen mentioned that he's still going to be running and taking part in taking care of the esports side of it, but not really associated, other than the name, of course. But that's big. Rug leaving, like, these people, genuinely, they're the last. If you go on to FaZe's Twitter, they do not follow anyone, or, like, they don't have any of these people left. So that truly is the last of FaZe, like, just straight up. We also have, oh, give me one sec here. Maybe I didn't order that properly. Okay, let me hit. Okay, I think that one's just that. But then that kind of segues us into the people that were, excuse me, that kind of segues us into talking about the people who went live today. I'll show you guys here first. This is Stabled Ronaldo. We're going to be using his stream for the most part here. They all went live sitting together. As you can see, Silky on Zoom as he's in New York, which you're probably going to hear in a sec. We're going to watch a good chunk of just this intro bit. It's not super long, just like a couple of minutes with them together talking about some stuff. And it's just kind of answering all the questions of, are they sticking together? Things like that. So we'll get in. I will say it now, in case people are looking for like super duper juicy info about what is going on behind the scenes. It is very clear, and they kind of say it themselves, that most of these dudes are still locked under NDA. So a lot of like, you know, background info that people may be hoping to hear from them is not going to come out. They're going to speak about each other a bit, like we're going to hear a bit more about Max and that kind of thing from Ronaldo. But I just want to set expectations now. Well, we'll get started right here. Silky is also left. Everyone here is left. And let's see here.
We're going to try to keep this like very simple. Obviously, this isn't a joke. I know y'all see Silky is not here right now. He's in New York celebrating with his family for Christmas, which is understandable. He couldn't be here for this, but he's here.
Here, let me do the right thing here. Switch over. I'll get in their way. There we go. And there.
On the thing, a week ago, we all stopped streaming during the last day of our marathon that we were doing. And we didn't really, like, I know a lot of people thought, oh, we're trying to make this a joke or whatever. That's never been the thing. There's a lot of stuff that's happening. And we have decided as a group that obviously it was in our best intention to leave FaZe Clan. So all the speculations that like, oh, this is like an announcement, or this is something that we planned, this was not planned, and this was just some things that we came to terms, and yeah, we are leaving FaZe Clan.
Yeah, I mean, everything that Ron said is true. The main thing I wanted to let y'all know is, because seeing everyone leave online, like one by one, obviously it looks crazy, and you guys don't know a lot of what is happening behind the scenes. But what I can say, what I will add to that, is that nothing is going to change from the viewer's perspective, from the chat's perspective, with our dynamic. Like, we are all still rocking with each other. We're all staying together. Me, Ron, Lacey, Jason, Silky, Kason, Rage. Like, we're all still doing our thing collectively and working on our own thing moving forward, and still going to be a part of each other's content. It's not like everyone's going in over here and doing their solo thing, over here and doing their solo thing. We're all still doing what exactly we were doing before, just not underneath those 4 letters anymore, which it hurts.
Now, obviously, so for the sake of Rahaldi there, left to right, starting with the Zoom monitor, that is Silky, and then it goes Jason, Lacey, Adapt, and Ronaldo, or Stable Ronaldo. It is very clear nobody wants to be doing this. And admittedly, like, this is one of the more serious streams that they've ever had to do. And you know, a lot of people were thinking that this was a stunt. They were doing this just to stir up a bit of attention, get some viewership, get some people in. And that is very clearly not the case at this point. A lot of people were clipping and saying that these guys were now separating and they were going to be doing their own stream content. But as you just heard Adapt say very clearly, they are sticking together. They are making content together. They even went out of his way to specify that Your Rage and Kason are going to be with them in that sense. So maybe that means, I don't know if Your Rage does content in the same way that they do. I know Kason kind of, it sounds like, at least for the gaming side of it, is a bit more of like a overseer of sorts. So I'm assuming that they're probably going to try to maybe start an org together, or maybe just try to start a group together, just naming it. I don't know business wise. I'm not trying to imply that. But that's kind of a big thing. You're going to see a lot of posts saying that they're not making content together. Very clearly they are. A lot of them also mentioned, like Ronaldo, they are going to be streaming even starting tomorrow.
It hurts me, I think, a little bit more than everyone else. But
keep in mind, Adapt has been a part of FaZe for 14 years. This is a pretty big deal. Yeah.
I feel like.
Hold on, sorry. Tfue is not getting even 10% of views on his content since he left FaZe. I think it's over for these gents as FaZe was the brand. You see, the difference is that Tfue left the fucking internet. He stopped streaming because he was bored. I think he just recently came back because he wants to stream again, but I would not compare him leaving to these guys right now while they just got out of a FaZe miss. Ronaldo, for instance, during this hit over 100,000 viewers during just this 30-minute thing he talks about after. Although, you know, that is also everyone's going to turn in to see what's going on here.
That's really all I have to say.
With each other and just produce content to entertain.
Yeah, they're just focusing on, you know, hey, we're just going to stick together, produce content. I'm going to move over to the next kind of important thing, which is Ronaldo talking about Max. He starts going through one by one, just kind of giving each member their flowers. Like he talks about Jason, Lacey, Adapt, all these people. But I want to focus on what he talks about with Max, because some of this is relevant to what Banks was saying. He was saying that these people were talking shit about each other behind their backs and stuff. And this really kind of sheds light on the perspective of the people behind the scenes. And I'm not here to gloat to say I was right, but I want to point out that the assumptions that I had when it came down to people arguing with each other, calling each other cringe and stuff, it's kind of exactly what I had said, that they're cognizant of the fact that they talk shit about each other, and over time they just grew to enjoy each other's company and figured it out. And that's going to be made pretty clear by what Ron says about Max.
And now I want to get into individuals. Blackboy Max. When Max left FaZe, it was I gotta be able to say things properly here, obviously. For Max, when Max left FaZe, obviously I was sad. I was super sad. I was in the room with him and Jason. By the way, this is stuff that I talked to before I started this. I already talked to Max. He's completely fine with me talking about this. When Max left FaZe, it was with me and Jason, and I was super sad because I didn't understand why until time goes by. I've seen a lot of speculation that said that we weren't friends, or that we started arguing. I want to cut that down right now and say everyone argues. Everyone goes through moments, but one thing is that we figured out stuff internally. Y'all might have not seen things externally, but we fix things internally because no one needs to know besides us. I've been friends with Max since New Jersey. I was the one who went to his concert. I was there when he had, this is still a lot of viewers, but I was there when he did his first Christmas stuff, when he had 2,000 viewers, putting a phone in a microwave. I was there for a lot of moments with Max, and he was there for a lot of moments with me. There was a moment, and I made sure I could talk about this because I didn't want to just like blow his, like, you know, stuff. But there was a moment where I visited him in the hospital when he was in the hospital. And any confusion that we had with each other, we cleared up and figured out every type of problem that was being talked about, not between us, through other people. We figured out our own problems. We communicated with each other, and we got on good terms. There's been speculation that Max thought I was cringe in the beginning. I'm cringe all the time. I know that. But I also know he didn't mean it in ill intent because we figured out we figured out our problems. Us saying we hated Max when he left. I was upset. Everyone was upset. But no, it was never hate. It was just sad. And we figured that out internally. I also see a thing that says Max wanted to join back FaZe. I told Max he shouldn't join back FaZe, and I called him before this to confirm this, and he agreed. He shouldn't join back FaZe because of all the hate that he got when he left. I did not want him to get hate rejoining. I did not want people to think that he needed us, and I did not want people to think that he got forced into this, that he felt bad. I told Max, and we sat there in the hospital, and I told him, always believe in yourself, etc. I'll always defend you. I'll always be in your corner, and I'm proud of you. And it was never a thing of I wanted him to join back because I knew there were still problems internally with each other, with everything else.
So That's what we have so far. Theo, do you know what happened with Banks and Charlie? Yeah, we're going to be covering that towards the end here. Or like it's set up in the stream here. But so two big things. One of Banks's points that he had made in his, I believe it was his first video, was kind of calling out that all these people hated each other and they were all, fake. And speaking of, if anyone is here, I did forget a clip. I should include it, but it is of Lacey talking about Marlon. I'll try to find it while we're streaming, but if anyone has it, send it in the Discord in the FaZe drama thing. I'll pull it up for that. Otherwise, I'll find it myself. But Ronaldo here is just kind of completely refuting this point, at least in terms of like, yeah, we were all talking shit. Max probably did call me cringe, but I think I'm cringe too. Like, it's just something that we hash out internally. This is how people deal with each other, especially when you're kind of in a business together. And over time, you grow to like each other. It can go that way or it can go the other. And very clearly, especially from Ronaldo's perspective here, they sorted it all out. They sorted it all out when he was at the hospital. He was one of the people, or should say, he even told Max not to join FaZe because he was worried that he was going to get a shit ton of hate for it. And I think that kind of speaks to Ron's maturity, recognizing the situation. It also inadvertently it's also confirming that Max wanted to join back with FaZe, which, I mean, I'm just pointing that out that we have that further confirmed. But it's just, a lot of conversations that, Banks tried to paint as going one way when in fact we can see that it's much clearly going the other. These people are mature and they respect each other and seem to actually view each other as friends and people that, got each other's back, so to speak. So we have that. I'm going to let it play out just a little bit longer here.
Everything else. I'm super proud of Max, and I really wish I could speak up a little bit more right now, but obviously I can't. For Adapt, I looked up to Adapt in every...
Yeah, okay. So he's going to go through the rest of the stuff. Again, he has a ton of people watching at that point. Something, you know what? This would probably be a perfect time to bring up the Marlon clip that I was just referencing here. So let me pull that up one sec. Let's see here. Oh, apparently Your Rage is live right now. So I might be covering that later as well. Let me see here. Calm down. Sorry, my mouse is reminding my computer that it's real. Here we go. This is what I was thinking of. So to just kind of talk about more of them having this relationship and actually kind of being friends off camera.
Genuinely, and it makes me...
we have this clip from Lacey talking about this stuff, and it has to do with Marlon and some of the shit that was going down, coming around Christmas time.
And another person that I do want to just show a lot of love to through all this is Marlon, genuinely, and it makes me... Sorry. Bro, these guys here, I was really down this last week, y'all. Like, really down. And all these guys here, including Marlon, they kept me going, bro. I was driving at like 3 a.m., just in my car crying, and Marlon's texting me, asking me to hang out, making sure I'm good. Going to, like, I think it was like Christmas Eve. And it just means a lot that they have my back, and anybody who says that these friendships are fake, they're fucking bullshitting you. But like I said, I'm gonna go live tomorrow, and
now, honestly, you can make the argument that parasocial wise, maybe that's not the best thing to, like, I don't know, put a lens on. But I do think the whole reason I want to show you guys that is just to showcase. Again, this is kind of refuting Banks' claims that these guys are all just doing this for the business, that deep down these people are all manipulative fucks that are just doing this for the clout, attention, and all this. When there's very, I would say, clear instances of them showing that no, like, they aren't just bullshitting. This isn't just a business thing. They aren't just all the greatest actors in the world, like Banks is saying. They genuinely seem to care for each other. They seem to genuinely look out for each other, or at the very least, Lacey himself believes that, with Marlon making sure that he's good Christmas Eve, 3 a.m. So I just think that I think that matters to bring up, at least in regard to that. Does Jeff his own entity? I don't know. He's playing Elden Ring right now. I don't even think he's spoken on it. Yo, what's going on with Apex Rug? Yeah, so everyone's dipped now. It's completely cleared. But we can also showcase this here. Heard you sold out to Banks. I guess so. For only 2K. Only 2K? No, my buyout is 10 million. That goes for anything. Let's go here. So, so far everything you've missed is just Banks's claim that these guys are just acting. They don't have relationships at all. Just kind of seems to be going out the fucking window. Ronaldo's made really good points defending Max as well. So, that I think is the most important thing. So you said to go with his story no matter what. When did I say that? He's collecting what? Friendships are real until it's time to figure out who has to fund video shoots, who gets what sponsorship money. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there will be business people. We don't know what's going to happen so far with them, right? So it really just matters what's going to go down in the future with them and see how they figure that out. Like I said, they said Kaysen and your Rager with them too. I would imagine they're probably going to be working with some managers, things like that. That's the important thing. We can crowdsource and own the Milkman for just 10 mil. Absolutely. Absolutely. Of course. So I want to go over this because FaZe Rain is currently streaming right now. For those who don't know, he had covered some stuff with Temper, alleging that he had slept with 2 underage girls and admitted that to him. All this stuff. He's been kind of up and down, and recently he made this post here. And this is off his Instagram. Anything I've ever come out publicly has been nothing short of the truth. It's not that I'm early, it's just obvious. And if it isn't, it's clearly beyond your mind's capabilities. End of the day, I don't exist, neither does FaZe. This is karma. You turned on the man that really made this what it was. The man that showed you it was possible and showed you how to do it to fill your greed, ego, insecurities. Congratulations. He's clearly talking about himself here. And you can tell comments, people are reading it as such too. How can I make this about me? Yeah, just don't get me wrong. From what I understand, he contributed a lot to FaZe. He's one of the people I also watched growing up as well next to Adapt. But that's just, I don't know. That feels a bit like an ego trip. Maybe there's some justification there, being that he was a big part of FaZe. You guys can tell me it just feels weird. What's up, FaZe Savio? Rain was live about half an hour ago answering chat questions. I haven't seen any clips rise out from it. When I'm making this video, if there's any relevant clips talking about Rain right now, I'll include them here. So I'll pop in there. But we can move on from that. This might not go in the video, but I do want to include this because it meant something to me and for anybody who's, I guess, a big fan of Adapt. And for those who don't know, he was a part of FaZe when they were doing trick shots and shit. And one of his most notable ones was the trick shot off of the crane. And he finally removes his FaZe necklace, which he's pretty much been wearing at all times, and hangs it up on the crane.
Maybe hang it on the crane? Yeah, it's sad, bro. I'd be lying if I told you it wasn't sad, bro. Look at this shit. This shit got...
And that's his post from it. God, I feel like Tap should be playing. Personally, young Quintio. Oh, fucking hurts. That's tough. But of course, that was, again, it was a different time, very different than where it is now. Just hurts to see a dude hurt like that, especially when, just about damn near half of his life, or I think over half his life was spent as being a part of that org. Like most of his life recorded being a part of that. It's just crazy. Kind of moving on. We're going to now start jumping into a few of the gossips, a few of the things that have come out talking about Blackboy Max and Banks, getting more back into talking about a lot of that shit. First off, and this is from the stream, Silky confirms, and this is, you can see he was in the Zoom TV. Silky confirms he was in the car with Blackboy Max while Banks gossiped about him on the phone. This is a very quick clip here.
Shout out my son FBD, because, yeah, that nigga was not capping. I was really in that car, nigga. That's just crazy, nigga. I was really in that V. I'm like, huh?
So he's referencing, I think it's Fat Lip Boy or something like that. I can't remember his name. Max's cousin, who was streaming.
Shout out my son FBD.
MBD, I think. I can't remember it for sure. Mizkiv did leave FaZe, unfortunately. But he's mentioning that, yes, one of those stories was true. He was in the car while Banks was gossiping about Max. Or excuse me, he was in the car with Max while Banks was gossiping about him on the phone, like talking shit about Max while Silky was Silky was talking to him on the phone while Max is in the car. Fat Dip Boy. Probably Fat Lip Boy, Fat Dip Boy. I think it's Fat Dip. But so we have that. And then we also have, which is very interesting, apparently Banks is a part of Hardscope. For those who don't know, that is the new org that was created by one of the former board members of FaZe, the Matt gentleman. He created Hardscope, and apparently Banks is a part of Hardscope, which is interesting. That hasn't really been said publicly, I don't think. But out of all people, Ludwig is here to confirm this. Ludwig says Banks hit him up representing Hardscope for the ad that was in Streamer Awards. Banks said he had no involvement regarding FaZe. Let's see here.
Well, FaZe, because you own Hardscope, nigga. What the fuck?
So that's problem one, right? FaZe, Banks is pushed out because he has interpersonal issues with the talent. But then he is a part of Hardscope, which I know to be true because Banks is the one who hit me up initially about that ad for Streamer Awards. And I had no clue what it was. I was just like, I don't do anything with Streamer Awards. I pass them over to Cutie. But he's a part of Hardscope in some fashion. I don't know what. I don't know if he owns a percentage of it. I don't know if he is a advisor to it. I don't know if he's an employee of it. I don't know how deep it goes. But Banks, although, he can say, hey, I'm not a part of FaZe, and that be quote unquote true, it's not true to the faith of what that means because he's a part of Hardscope, at the very least advising to Hardscope, which directly funds FaZe Clan.
So, yeah. Be very curious to see if Banks will leave a comment about that at all, because that is kind of interesting. It's genuinely cartoonish. It's almost like a Jedi turning into a Sith for FaZe, for someone from FaZe, that being Banks, to switch over to Hardscope, because Hardscope is like I said in the previous video, it's practically a slur to like a trick shot or a quick scoper. If you get accused of hard scoping in a trick shot or quick scope, immediately illegitimized. Like it's that's ridiculous. So apparently he's representing Hardscope and they're funding FaZe. So interesting that Banks is doing that. And keep in mind, he was representing them at the very least leading into the Streamer Awards, because they ended up putting an advertisement at the for the Streamer Awards. Well, this is where we kind of get into the drama surrounding a few claims that have been made by the cousin here. Let me confirm. I want to get his name right. It feels disrespectful if I'm talking about him this much. Let me see here. Fat Boy Dip. Fat Boy Dip. That is the name. So let's see here. Okay. Thanks to me has always been a person that could not be trusted even after factors how he handled the whole Tommy accusations. He brought receipts for the Mac stuff, which is interesting. And that has kind of changed a bit of my perception, at the very least, in regard to that situation specifically. But and also we should cover this. So, excuse me. Fatboy Dip, FaZe Banks got exposed for sleeping with Charlie D'Amelio when she was 17. This is just a headline, like to pull clicks. They're just claiming that, but I'll just let the clip play here.
God!
Oh, that's loud.
You wasn't fucking Charlie D'Amelio when she was 18. And I want to take that a step further. Put it on God, you ain't fucked that bitch when she was 17. Now, gang, I did a little something. Like, I see she's from Massachusetts, too. Like, you slid in her shit. Like, yo, I miss home, too. Like, I want to know how you went and fucked that bitch. I know you fucked that bitch because you carrying around like an arm trophy. Bitch can't even drink, gang. So,
there were some claims that were being made, as you just heard, in varying degree, and also it just kind of started dispersing through Twitter and stuff, that apparently Banks was dating Charlie D'Amelio or sleeping with Charlie D'Amelio before she was 18, when she was 17. This prompted Banks to make a bit of a response. Banks's response is despicable, evil humans. Wow, the ultimate line has been crossed. To lie about something so disgusting and harmful is despicable. You guys are pure evil. For the record, I first met Charlie in April of 2024, a couple of weeks before her 20th birthday. Our relationship is nobody's business, and it's disgusting that these people lied about it to hurt me with zero regard for how it affects her. I'm on the phone with Charlie as I type this. This is beyond unfair. Neither her or I deserve this, and again, we will be in pursuit of the truth and handling this legally moving forward. Our lawyers will be in contact with Blackboy Mac's team. Now, people are like, and which is fair, Max has not talked about this relationship at all, which is true. However, his cousin, who we just saw talking about this and making those allegations, or at least asking him and, being quite on the nose about it, he is on Max's team, which for him to be reaching out to Max's team, that does line up. Like, his cousin is a part of that. So it seems like he was clearly making a shot fired directly at Max, since he wasn't directly saying it was going to Fatboy Dip. But he also included a screenshot here, Charlie D'Amelio on FaceTime, and you can actually see right above me here, Charlie left a thumbs up here as well. So, yeah. Now, additionally, just for the sake of doing some research on it, I figured, I was like, I didn't really recognize anyone talking about him talking to a minor. And so I did a little bit of research. There is no evidence that is confirming that Banks and Charlie were interacting before or while she was 17. Matter of fact, there was no recorded stuff until 2024, last year, almost 2 years ago. Excuse me, like a year and a half ago, I think. FaZe Banks has responded to rumors that he's secretly dating Charlie D'Amelio after video surfaced seemingly showing the two stars appearing to hold hands at Coachella. And this is them doing so. Despite him mentioning his girlfriend, there were no signs of the unknown woman at Coachella. Apparently, it was like a cheating scandal, okay? At this time, she was, I believe, 19, turning to 20. Like he was saying, met before her 20th. So, nothing. Like there's not really even close to the timeline that would make sense for her being a minor when they interact. And there's, from what I've seen, no information proving any of that there was anything that they were talking about. He said he's 34 now. So 2 years ago, he would have been like 32 while she's 19. So he was either 32, 31. Have your thoughts about that. I'm not really focused on that part of it per se. A lot of people think that's yucky. Pretty sure, what's his nuts? Dr. Disrespect was like 35, 36, 37 talking to an alleged 17-year-old on Twitch. So yeah, people are already not super happy with that age gap as it is. But, interested to see if he's actually going to take legal action. I'd be pretty interested. Well, let's see here. Yeah, there is a line. They hit 25. He's done with them. He's not DiCaprio. I'm kidding. DiCaprio's like done with them at 20. Groomer allegations is what everyone is saying. Yeah, groomer allegation. Yeah, people are saying that they groomed. So that's also why I was doing that research to see if there was grooming. But again, from what I've seen, if anyone can showcase it, there didn't seem to be any documentation of them interacting before she was, before they were interacting, hanging out at Coachella. Maybe they could have been talking beforehand, but if she was 19, that, like, if they were talking for a year, she would have been 18. It just ends up being speculative without any evidence to provide to prove that or to corroborate it. So let me get this right. Banks sold his shares in FaZe and has some kind of involvement in Hardscope. Yes. From what we're seeing here, he represented them at the bare minimum to do an advertisement for the streamer awards for Hardscope. And he has said that he's left the company since like 5 months ago. So you'd have to assume that he would have sold his shares in the company. That's the only logical thing other than just burning them or handing them out to friends, which again, does not make any sense. So personally, I don't understand why people are saying FaZe is dead. Scope, Jev, Replays, and Zuma were real ones still grinding and gaming for the real FaZe fans, and they didn't leave. I thought Zuma did leave. Jev hasn't said anything on it. Morally, it's pretty gross at his age, the grown man, right? But let's see here. FaZe give them enough attention though. How much of FaZe does DraftKings have, if you know? I know that Matt, the guy who was person who was on the board, owned a lot of DraftKings, but that's as far as I know for that. Let's see here. I think that's all we have so far. Let me see here. Okay. I'm just double checking. I don't think there's any other huge updates that have come out yet. Okay, well, maybe this is something. And, okay, Rain is claiming that the contract was 20% of everything. We can take a look at that. Let's see here. I think there was one other thing I wanted to take a look at here. This one looks to go left immediately when FaZe Clan just won the best organization. Okay, I think we have that. Okay, let's just cover these for now. I don't have anything else that's new. I thought Zuma did leave. I could be wrong about that. Let's see here. Oh, I should probably, whoops, probably announce the stream. I did not do that. Okay. Whoopsies. Let's see here. Yeah, we don't have any other new stuff. Okay, so let's start with this. We've got your rage clips from his stream. Let me do both of those. Excuse me, we just have one for now. I can't confirm the other. Okay. So this is kind of just inkling that something's going on with FaZe Clan, that there were that things weren't adding up because apparently your rage felt something fishy was going on with FaZe Clan after he was given a mansion with security to live in for absolutely free.
Oh, gang. Multi-million-dollar house for the free ski. We got secure, all this shit lined up. I'm like, yo, that sounds too good. So I'm supposed to drop my whole life, my whole world, and go to LA and just believe niggas just got me out there? No, bro. No, bro. And imagine if I would've. I would've been out there in LA homeless with fucking 10 dogs looking for a place to fucking sleep. Imagine I did that shit, nigga.
So, I mean, yeah, a little too good to be true. Give it a mansion for free with with security as well. And then apparently Rain is clarifying that for the contract, it was 20% of everything. This is only 8 seconds, though.
What was the contract? To my knowledge, it was just 20% of everything. So I would imagine in the beginning, the brand deals that they brought them, they said, we'll take 20%.
So it makes sense. Now, keep in mind, this is a little bit of my, hello, mom. Everyone say hi to my mom. Business-wise, I've done like acting and modeling stuff. And when you're working with an agency for any of that stuff, they like the default percentage that they take is a 20% cut. Now that is with advertisements. If you're on YouTube, you might have a brand manager, and the same thing. The general like percentage that they're going to be asking for is 20% of the sponsorship deals. That's how it works. Now 20% of everything, which includes the revenue share, includes the sponsor deals, includes, I'm assuming, merchandise, if we're saying everything, well, that ends up, racking up quite a bit more. I will admit that if you're under an organization and you're doing like merchandise, for instance, it would also make sense for 20% there, because you're probably using the FaZe logo. You're probably using the likeness of FaZe in that sense. Now, and that is an interesting point. Again, I don't know if I'll include this in the video. Well, thank you very much, Mom. I appreciate that. When it comes down to taking a look at LA specifically, LA taxes are fucking brutal. So they're already, losing, I don't know. It's got to be something close to like, dare I say 40%, something disgusting like that. And then they also have to include, taking 20% of everything that they're making on top of that. It would probably be pretty nuts. And we don't know if that 20% is coming out before taxes, although most of the time, especially with YouTube, I don't know about Twitch, or I think I do know about Twitch. They don't take out the taxes themselves. So it could very well be possible that they're just taking 20% of the revenue no matter what, but they still have to, put down that was the amount they, or maybe I don't know. I'm not a notary. I'm not a accountant. So I'm probably getting out of my depth here. But it would be nuts. They would probably be making a lot more than they are in LA, let alone, not having this 20% cut taken from them. Seems really complicated with taking 20% while they're also covering house expenses. Yeah, except I think that was the contract offered and it wasn't what they had actually signed to. They were trying to get 20% of everything, in respect to these new contracts that they ended up rejecting. So it might have been that. They might have been offering the 20%, but covering everything. What's up, Dad? Oh, my dad's here too. Heck yeah. Seems really, yeah. Damn, he might have solved it. Lol, why are they upset? That makes a lot of sense now. It kind of does. If it was of everything, that kind of does. But I think it's what we have so far. I'm not seeing any other big claims coming out from Rain. Let me see here. I'm just doing a quick little once over, seeing if there were any new other updates coming out from it. Your Rage is not doing AMP. They were getting clip farmed. It was kind of stupid. Okay. I'm not seeing anything else. I don't think anyone else has been posting anything. If anything, it'd be, I don't know him, which my parents... Well, it was that because originally they were sharing their actual names, and I said that wasn't a good idea, so make sure to change those. Now, here's my tinfoil hat theory. Banks leaves FaZe and sells all his shares, joins Hardscope, which owns FaZe, and manages FaZe as a Hardscope employee, so he just isn't hit with the 20% cut. Well, if he's an employee, he wouldn't probably be receiving that 20% contract. It would only be the talent, because the talent are the ones streaming and stuff, and Banks has made it very clear, and we already know Banks does not stream. Unless he has to clear his name. Let's see here. I talked about it earlier. You guys see that Rainbow Siege leak? Ubisoft got their source code covering like just about all of their games, all leaked and taken from the 90s and up. It's insane. Do you think any of them have faked messages? I don't know. From what I understand, I would doubt it, at least right now, because a lot of the leaked messages are being, usually it's between Max and Banks, and all it takes is one of them to fake messages and the other one to just show proof. So it's not very advantageous right now for any messages to be faked right now. Let's see here. There's some shit with Kai Cenat being cheated on, and she cheated on him with NBA Young. I don't know. It's all messy, not worth a video. Oh, Banks just posted. All right, let's take a look. All right, let's take a look. Hey, what's up, Hornet? Oh no, yeah, quite. Let's take a look at what he said. Let me see here. If you guys have a moment, consider subbing. We're close to the 100K by the end of the year thing, but let's take a look here. So, or like the stream puts it out more. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Loves to dig holes for himself. Well, it doesn't. We'll take a look here. It's already got 2.7 likes, 2.7K. This is the end of @FaZe Clan. I wish you guys could see my heart. I'm sorry to everyone I let down. I really tried my best. Wishing everyone involved a happy, healthy, and successful life moving forward. It's over. I give up. I quit. Amen.
Because I know you were part of the first one.
The first one.
Which was on Weed Lake, right?
Yeah.
Weed Lake.
It's crazy how much Banks has done for people, right?
Dude, Banks,
like,
bro.
I wouldn't be...
Here,
I would say this all the time, but...
Sorry.
We
What? What is going on? Oh, hold up. What the hell? Chad, I might be in trouble. Why? Apparently the stream's restricted. Why am I getting restricted? What the fuck is that? Are we dead ass? That's his response? Here I was in the video I just posted just a short while ago talking about, well, I guess I didn't bring up his ego issues or anything, but that is a crazy thing to end off on, to put it lightly. What? You just missed Banks's interesting mention or something. Hold on here. What do you mean? It's saying I have 16-year-olds, so I wait, are they saying that I'm not over 16 years old? Apparently, Live is just giving me a heads up. I don't know what is on about that. Okay, cool. Whatever. We're just gonna ignore that in response to Max or something new. Money Banks is over and I love it. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. I'm just gonna ignore it because it's not showing up on my side in anywhere else other than just giving me a notification on the left. Maybe it's copyright. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. It might have been in regard to talk about Charlie D'Amelio or maybe bringing up temper. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna. I don't think it's anyone going after me. That wouldn't make sense. If we had like 20,000 viewers, maybe, but outside of that, it doesn't make sense. Okay, let's go back. I don't think we have anything else really. So yeah, Banks just made posted some his own personal gluck. He started from trying to bring everyone down to posting 2 men glazing you for symphony. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. I don't think we... It's weird that... So two ego and two-sidedness from both of them, yet they both accuse each other of being the one that's like that. Yeah. I don't think Banks will... He didn't confirm that, at least on there. He just keeps saying that he's done with FaZe, but he's a part of Hardscope, which owns it, from what I understand. So it doesn't make any sense. Let me see here. I think that's all we've got so far here. Okay. There's no, yeah, it's just kind of old shit coming up now. Okay. Well, I don't want to, I'm not in the interest of wasting your guys' time, so I think that does kind of wrap it up for now. See. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll close it off for now. There's no other new pressing shit. So, Thank you for tuning in again. I really appreciate you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and start working on that stuff. Get this video cut down, like I've said before. The stream VOD that we've got going on here that'll be reserved for members only. It's 99 cents if you'd like to join to watch it. But in the next few hours here, I'll have this cut down and posted up onto YouTube. So don't sweat that. I'm not, paywalling the info. I'll try to get this out ASAP. But thank you again. If you're new, close to the 100K, be awesome if you subbed. But just thank you for sticking around watching stream. Let me do my quick little video end off so I don't have to re-record it again. That's everything we have so far. If there's any other updates, I'll be sure to make a video. But that's it. See you guys later. Adios. Peace. Bye. And then I do, and then it ends. So I'll just use that to cut down. Fire Bro and be here for now on. Hell yeah. Welcome. Oh yeah. Thanks to new subs and members. Please join the Discord. Yeah. If you're 18 up, let's spam that link really quick in chat. If you guys want to be, we have threads for drama and stuff as it's coming out. Other users on Discord will be posting drama that they see that comes out. Just kind of helps me catch stuff so I can cover it all. But yeah, thank you very much. Let me get this put out for you guys if you're interested. But yeah, I'm gonna go start working on this. But I'll catch you guys later. Have a good night. Take care of yourselves, and I'll be going to bed at 4.